Well, who, and which are not the only expressions that we can use for adjective clauses. We can use more expressions. For example, whose, which mean cuyo or cuya, and that you have to mention a possession after that. For example, whose car is outside, que su carro está afuera. Whose sister is outside, que su hermana está afuera. Whose brother is outside, que su hermano está afuera, and so on. After whose we mention a possession of the first person. And we can also use, for example, where, which talks about location, or we can use when, which talks about time. So we can use different words. We can use different words for adjective clauses. For example, here, we say, number one, no between commas, the boy is not specified which boy, so my extra information is going to be between commas. It's going to be just on the go. Say the boy whose brother crashed. It can be a person. El muchacho que su hermano chocó, o cuyo hermano chocó, or the boy whose car was stolen, al muchacho cuyo carro fue robado. It can be an object too, or it can be an animal. The boy whose dog bit me, el muchacho que su perro me mordió, cuyo perro me mordió. The boy whose car was stolen works for me. If I eliminate only sentence, my sentence has to be correct. The boy works for me. But this extra information is given because the boy is unspecified, okay? That's why I don't use commas, okay? That's why I don't use commas. But I can use whose. The same happens if I say, for example, Victorino, comma, because Victorino is already specified. Victorino, whose car was stolen, or whose brother crashed, or whose dog bit me, yes, comma, works for me. Now the information is between commas because Victorino is specified, alright? Yes, you notice? Why? Why we use commas and we don't use commas? Yes, Lolly? Okay, really, because I saw you confused. You're okay, right? So, here it says the boy. That's why. Which boy? Any boy. So, we don't know. That's why the information is not between commas. But I want you to pay attention to whose. After whose, we mention a possession of the first person. That can be an animal, a person, or a thing. And the translation is, el muchacho cuyo carro fue robado o que su carro fue robado trabaja para mí. If I only say that, the boy whose car was stolen. The boy whose car was stolen what? That sentence is incomplete. I have to complete it with something. This is just extra information, okay? Extra information. My sentence has to be completed. And now, for where? You say 3, the hospital, where Dave was born. The hospital where Dave was born was torn down. This, where Dave was born, is extra information. But why is it not in commas? Because I'm just saying the hospital. I'm not mentioning the name of the hospital. It translates, el hospital donde Dave nació fue derribado. Right? Because it was in Syria. Poor people. I pray for them. It was horrible in Syria, right? Right. I see the news and I really get sad. But really get sad. The babies and it was horrible. Anyway, and 4, I will say, Santa Elena Hospital. Now I'm mentioning the name of the hospital. Yes? So my information can be between commas. So I will say Santa Elena Hospital, where Dave was born, comma, was turned down. Is that clear? And I use where because the hospital is a place. Yes? I cannot use what. Yes? I cannot use what. But instead of where, I can use in which. Alright? I can use in which. For example, number 5. The hospital in which. So, in which and where transmits the same idea. Okay? Yes? The hospital in which Dave was born was turned down. So, in which transmits the same idea as where. Alright? El hospital en el cual Dave nació fue derribado. Yes? That clear? Okay, good. And now when talks about time. It can be a month, it can be a day, it can be a year, or it can be the time. For example, I can say, can you see this example? Yes, the last one. I can say, 1985, comma, when a terrible earthquake hit Mexico. 1985, because I'm specified about the year, 1985, when a terrible earthquake hit Mexico, was a dark time. 1985 was a dark time for Mexico. 1985 was a dark time. The information is between commas. The information is between commas because I'm being specific about the year. So when are we going to use commas? When we have been specific about something or when the other person knows what we're writing about. Because when you speak, you don't say, oh, Marcos, comma. You don't speak like that. Okay? You just mention information and you don't know if there's a comma or there's a comma, right? But when there's commas, it's because you already know the information before. You already know the person, the animal, the thing, the place, etc. So we use when for times, we use where for places, or instead of where we can use in which, right? Okay? Well, copy that, please.